At least at the way they're going, 70 from here. Very gettable, especially with the ball wet. The score of 220 plus, very much on the cards.
Also from an Australian viewpoint, Haydos, both of us thought that this is not 11 runs and over wicket. So Australia started poorly, and once the dew came on, it became that much more tougher for the bowlers to literally claw back. 77 in the first 6, which means you've given the opposition everything that they wanted, and then after that, the dew has put paid to any hopes of clawing back.
Back-to-back 50s for Ishan Kishan. Just carrying on from where he left in Visakhapatnam. Powerful strikes. Loves the onside. This a big 6 down the ground. You can see constantly moving around the crease, using his feet, staying back, just not allowing the bowlers to settle. And that 50 came of just 29 balls. He's not timed this. This is he had to stretch out to reach it. Doesn't get the distance, but he's done his job here. So Australia strike. It was important to get the breakthrough.
Much better planning, much better bowling. Taking it away from the dangerous onside player Ishan Kishan is such a key strategy. Probably if he'd left this, it would have been well and truly a wide. It was bound on the wicket. He launched himself off his feet, but even so, he's so dominant with his bottom hand that it's impossible to generate power through the offside. So the dangerous Ishan Kishan brings this partnership of 87 to a close. Superb innings. Just 32 balls in his 50, and it's now 164 for 2.
So the skipper comes out to the middle. And he's away with 6 off the first ball.
Their pair of the match in the last game, and in his inimitable style, Surya Kumar Yadav off the mark.
Yes, it's not an easy shot to play, especially to get that kind of distance. Oh, good stop.
It's firstly Ravi watching the ball closely. Surya Kumar Yadav, the very first delivery, he gets a fast delivery. So immediately you know that he's watching the ball closely. He's not just premeditating that shot. You'd assume that it's a premeditated shot, but it's pace on, it's gas on, it's great awareness of the field, and it's backing your ability. So he's watching the ball, backing himself. That's almost the perfect mindset for a clean power hitter like Surya Kumar Yadav.
Now fine leg up in the circle. Square leg will cut it off.
What's amazed me, Haydos, as you said, is just the beginning of the show, we spoke about how easy it is to bowl to Ishan Kishan wide outside the off stump, because that's where he doesn't score. Middle and leg and anything around that, he's going to pepper you through the onside. And over here, they've finally bowled one which is wide outside, which has forced him to play a shot which he's not comfortable with. And we laud Australians for the planning, and today it seems that the planning has gone completely bonkers.
So 16 gone, it's 173 for 2.
Yeah, they've been thoroughly entertained, the crowd here in Trivandrum. Football is the more popular sport in Kerala. I can safely assume that after football it is cricket which is at number 2. And the perfect launch pad for the man on your screen. 173 for 2, 4 overs left. Zampa will bowl his last, and alongside Deep Dasgupta and Simon Cattich.
Go bowling. Nice bowling, boy.
Thanks, Gary. Yeah, this has been such a good innings so far. Especially with Kushan picking it up from where Yashasvi had left. Look at those wide balls, which are like boundary deliveries. A lot of them on the onside, and dragged quite a few, even though they were outside off. So he was in a position to drag them onto the onside. Very few boundaries on the offside. Oh, that was really good piece of bowling from Stoinis to keep it away from his hitting zone.
We see that leg side, 81% in total. That's huge. The Aussies didn't do their homework, because that happened at Vizag in the first game. He paid the price, getting caught at deep cover. And then once again tonight on that wide ball from Stoinis.
When you come into a game like this, and Simon, I'd like to ask you a question. You know that there's going to be a lot of dew. As a team batting first, what's the kind of buffer you're thinking? Is that something which you go in with a preset notion, or once the batters have played the first few overs, is that something which is exchanged as a conversation, that this is where we think we need to be? Straight down the ground. And that's a biggie.
Well, he's picked up from where he left off in Vizag. First ball 6, and then another one here off Zampa. What a player. Just gets enough length to work with. Just a beautiful swing at the bat. Just effortless in the end. Just going back to your comment, Murali, the openers, their job is to go out there and assess what the conditions are like in that first 6 to 12 balls. And if you've got experience, they can make that decision pretty quickly. They've assessed tonight, and they've pounced all over the Australian tactics. The Australians were off. Yes, they won the toss. They got what they wanted to do, which was bat later with the dewy conditions. But now they're in huge, huge pressure. There's a massive platform here of 181. And India on track to get 230 here.
A bit of delay because looks like the ball got wedged somewhere behind the side screen. So maybe the fourth umpire will have to walk out. Change of balls, possibly a blessing in disguise, because it's going to be a dry ball for the bowlers.
A harder one as well.
I would rather go in with a dry ball. because with a wet ball, you don't know where the ball's going to land. We saw what happened with Maxwell. Tanvir Sangha had bowled so beautifully, and suddenly 1 over, he went for a lot. And even here, that ball, as a bowler, you're thinking that this is where you want the ball to land, but it's landed somewhere else.
Behind the screen in this case.
So not to forget, we are in Kerala. So it's a lot of humidity, sweaty palms, wet ball. It just becomes that much more difficult. Down the ground. Ruturaj, does he want the second? He wants the second. And we get it comfortably.
And just going back to your comment about assessing the conditions and what a good score is, because there's only been 3 T20 internationals at this venue, we see Surya Kumar's strike rate in the death overs, 241.
Overs, 10 runs so far. Apologies, 10 runs so far. One delivery left. One delivery left also in Zampa's spell. None for 33 tonight. Good fielding. 183 for 2. They've been marching on with a lovely run rate here. India 10.76 with 3 overs left. And this is the time when Surya Kumar Yadav can be deadly. Ruturaj Gaikwad, he's played a steadying innings, 49 of 38, while Yashasvi Jaiswal and Ishan Kishan launched into the Australians. So he's been there at the other end, and he's on 49. And under edge, and that slides through. And that'll be Ruturaj Gaikwad's 3rd half century in 16 games for India.
A very good innings from Ruturaj. Very sensible, measured innings. He made sure he's got one end while the others have gone after the bowlers, where it was Jaiswal or Ishan Kishan. But from the other end, it was Ruturaj Gaikwad. 51 of 39. He's still out there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not slowed them down. He's been an ideal foil in that big partnership. Top edge, and Nathan Ellis can't get there.
Well, once again, Ellis goes to the bouncer. And that's the 3rd one tonight that's landed in no man's land. This time, straight back over Ellis's head. Just falls safely. We saw Mukesh Kumar bowl beautifully at the death in the first game in Vizag. And in the end, that was the difference in the game. High-scoring game. This is Ellis's role to bowl 12 of the last 18 balls. India are dominant. Could he gain some momentum for Australia here in this last part of the innings and prevent India from getting 220 plus?
Well, the mid-orders inside got a 3rd and a fine leg. Both of them very fine for Surya.
Holder wide. Easy for the umpires to figure out what the height on that was, because Surya Kumar Yadav was shuffling into position and he was stood straight. So easier for the umpires to figure out where the ball went through. You're right, he got both 3rd and fine leg, very, very fine. And by the looks of it, after that first bouncer, Now that one's done for the over, so the third will come into a circle as a short third, and mid-off drops back. Where's he going now? And he goes over mid-on. Tim David. But the ball will plug.
Well, Australia changed the field because after that wide, it was going to be impossible for Ellis to go upstairs again to Suryakumar, but they didn't bring fine leg up. And as a result, mid-on was up in the ring. And he's managed to chip it just over Tim David's head. He wouldn't have carried to deep mid-on, but would have saved the single and kept Surya away from the strike.
And because of that drag flick that he plays, it's very tough for any bowler to not have deep fine. Chipped. Aerial and taken comfortably. Made it look very easy. Did Marcus Stoinis. There was a lot of hang time on it. And he had to run backwards, and it's a fabulous catch by the Australian all-rounder.
Yeah, big wicket this. Surya, and really good, sensible bowling. Staying away from his hitting zone, slower delivery, and a good catch to boot. Running backwards, Stoinis. Yeah, big wicket this, an important one. The Indian captain's got to go. 19 of 10, it's 189 for 3 India.
.189 for 3 India. .14 balls left. Yeah, wicket at a crucial moment for Australia. We all know how deadly Suryakumar Yadav can be, but Iceman Rinku walks in with 14 deliveries left.
Yeah, perfect timing and perfect platform for someone like Rinku to come out there and express himself.
And gets off the mark straight away.
Interesting tactics there, as we see Ellis went outside the wide line. So the Australians a couple of times now have got wickets from balls that would have been wide had the Indian batsman let them go. So you'd assume that that's a deliberate plan, knowing that at this stage of the innings it's very difficult for a batsman when they're looking to go for a maximum to pull out. On that occasion, very good catch from Marcus Stoinis. It was probably Sean Abbott's catch running in.
The ball keeps slow, a swing and a miss, and a very good over from Nathan Ellis. 7 runs coming off it, 18 gone, 190 for 3. Went wide, hand came off. Good catch there. As he rightly said, was it Sean Abbott's catch, Simon? And is that what he's saying? You should have been the one calling.
It looked like it. Fantastic knock at the top of the order from Jaiswal.
Yeah, the top 3 getting half centuries for India. Jaiswal, there was a quick fire 53 of 25, set the tempo. Ruturaj Gaikwad still unbeaten. He's played a very controlled knock. Ishan Kishan taking on the mantle from Jaiswal. And a quick fire 19 of 10 from Suryakumar Yadav. So 2 overs left for India. One to be bowled by Sean Abbott, who's seen as a death over specialist, has gone for 31 of the 2 overs that he bowled. And with that good over that Nathan Ellis bowled, I'm assuming that he'll be the one bowling the 20th.
Yes, and Abbott here's got a heavily stacked offside field. It looks like the cover might be coming back into the ring. The Australians here, I don't know what they're doing with the field. 1 minute Steve Smith was coming in, now he's going out deep mid-off. So mid-on is up in the ring here.
Goes onside, goes onside. Effort in the deep by Josh Inglis. Sean Abbott is getting a pounding tonight.
Well, he's asking for trouble with this field because mid-on is up in the ring. He's going slow into the surface, but it's not wide enough. It needs to get out towards that wide line so that Rinku Singh can't drag it out to that vacant deep mid-wicket boundary.
Also, it's too short, so there's ample time for the batters to play cross-batted shots towards the onside. So the delivery which was bowled to someone like Ishan Kishan was further up, pitched up, slow, which means it's a lot tougher to reach to it or play a shot to it. But if you drag it down, it's easy pickings for any left-hander.
And also, if you look at that field plot, that tells you that he's going to bowl straight over. The last one was short and wide. Now they're changing the field. This is more like it. If he wants to bowl short and wide, and also most of them would be pace off, he's got the third inside, a backward point, which is inside the circle, and a deep point. Yeah, that's good bowling. It's good field placement for something like that.
Tripod's innings, right from the word go, beautiful cover drive. So strong through the offside, and then straight down the ground against spin. An all-round player, beautiful slog sweep of Maxwell for the maximum. And he played his role to perfection, given the start that Jaiswal and then Ishan Kishan played for India.
Change in field, deep point, in position. And he goes straight, because it's a full bunger. Has been put away.
That's a phenomenal shot. That maximum brings up the 200 for India as well. But how did he manage to get under the ball? It's almost Yorker length. No, that was a full toss, but he does well though to reach for it. But again, too full, too straight. Doesn't have the feel for that.
There's a real lack of clarity here because that ball with mid-off up is asking for trouble, and it met trouble. Rinku Singh, 203, batting at the end. You cannot afford to err there, particularly with that field.
Yeah, also for the first time at this venue, 200 has been breached. Pulled away with a lot of power and precise gap. Rinku Singh just feel that he knows what's coming his way. Talking about 200s, it's in T20, to be precise.
It's the calmness, isn't it? He's so calm, and it's not premeditating. It seems like he just plays on the merit of the ball.
That is so tough to do, isn't it? Especially in the end overs, you start premeditating as a batter, as this is what you want to do. And with Rinku, he's just so calm at the crease. Absolutely right. There's been a lot of lack of clarity, Simon. Lots of different people marshalling resources. Is there a chain of command? Oh, Steve Smith. Out of everyone, that is the last man you expect to misfield. And when it's not your day, it's not your day, Sean Abbott. What should have been one has gone for four.
Well, this is what we saw from the Australians at the start of the World Cup campaign. Sloppiness in the field. And now we're getting to the end of this long campaign. You don't see Steve Smith make those sorts of errors too much. Yes, there's some dew out there, but his hands are like buckets and he doesn't normally miss those.
Make it 25 of the over. Rinku Singh. What a gem he's been. 215 for 3 India.
That sounded so good. That sounded so crisp. Couldn't have timed it better. Again, no clarity. Face-off shot. Asking to be hit. Got what it deserved.
One over left. We've had 3 innings in this T20 series and all of them have been over 200. Nathan Ellis with the 20th. And this time, Ruturaj says, I'll also go downtown and straight.
That's shot of the night for mine. It looked like Gaikwad was on the driving range, and that was effortless. Straight as an arrow, straight back over Ellis's head. Look at that beautiful swing. Absolute carnage here for Australia. The clarity's gone out the window. The execution.
I have to feel for Matthew Wade. This should be taken. Not enough timing on it, and finally Nathan Ellis gets the reward. His second wicket, or third wicket, sorry. If one thought that Ruturaj Gaikwad was going to carry the bat, not to be. But a very fine innings comes to an end.
The last over, you've got to go for it, which he did. But couldn't time this one. A very good innings. Played second fiddle most of the time right through this innings. Well measured one. 58 of 43. 2-2-1 for India.
A 6 followed by a wicket, and that brings Tilak Varma to the crease. It's rocked up with no inner thigh pad or thigh pad. That's the kind of confidence he has, Simon.
He's not planning on missing them, Murali. He's going to use that bat of his.
Shot third, shot fine in place. Round the wicket and starts off with a slower one, and it's been called a wide.
Yeah, too high. And that's one for the over as well.
A beautiful back of the hand from Nathan Ellis. Just took enough pace out of the ball for Gaikwad to perish to Tim David at deep mid-on. The big 4 balls for him. He's been good tonight, Ellis. Probably been the pick of the quicks from Australia's perspective.
Also the length that it hit. Ended up hitting the higher part of the bat and hence no timing. Oh, extra cover. Extra cover. It goes over that boundary. This is a different left-hander. He plays on the offside.
That was majestic. Absolutely effortless from the young man. Freed the hands. Released that bottom hand through the line of the ball, which was giving him width. What a shot. First ball.
A line of left-handers in this playing 11. I think of Yashasvi, Ishan Kishan, Rinku Singh, Tilak Varma now. Akshar to come after this.
They've got two left-handers out there with very different hitting zones. Tilak Varma, who's very orthodox, can play through offside as much as he does on the onside, but Rinku again a little more onside dominant. Now what is he going to do? Last two deliveries left in this innings. Rinku Singh, what is he thinking? Just occurs to me, he just stays in the present. Just looking at him, it just seems as if he's thinking too much. Obviously, he's looking at the field, he's aware of where the fielders are or where the gaps are.
Smart, very smart. Just utilizing that pace and the waywardness from Nathan Ellis. Looks like the ball slipped out of his hand. But for Rinku Singh, he knows exactly what the field is.
Just to emphasize on that point, no initial movement whatsoever. He's just playing on the merit of the ball. Obviously, his awareness is second to none. His scoring areas, the gaps.
3 for 43. One delivery left in this Indian batting innings. 233 for 4. No change in the field. I definitely say spare a thought for the keeper and the captain. Final delivery. Heaved on the onside. Already up and running was Tilak Varma. So a couple of runs to finish that over. 20 runs coming of the 20th over. And India have racked up 235 for 4. Their fifth highest score in T20 international.